In this video we're going to look at some of the things that we can do with editing transactions. Under lists, list transactions. This then brings up a new page. The top part gives us date range, so you can change the date range if you want to a set period or a specific date range. So if you're looking for a particular transaction and you know it was in May, you can change that, and when you select date range you can adjust these dates here. I'm going to leave it at this year. Active transactions is exactly as the name suggests. These are all the transactions which are currently active. You can also look at voided transactions. We'll come back to that in a moment. Scrolling down, here is a list of the transactions. These are the 10 most recent transactions, and this is where double entry bookkeeping starts to show forth. You will see this is one transaction, but it's over 2 lines. You can tell the audit number is the same audit number, so it's the same transaction, obviously the same date, and it's got the same reference. Description doesn't have to be the same, and you've got the amounts of money. This line, 6501 nominal account, is the St Mary's current account. So let's scroll back up. Because I've highlighted that line, you'll see the details now. So the audit number, reference, the date, the amount, how it was inputted under the record income screen, and 6501 St Mary's current account, and the fund, general fund, which is unrestricted, and that it's not reconciled. If I go back to the top line, you get a different set of information. This remains all the same, but over here we've got the other nominal account, 0102, which is occasional giving via bank, and still general fund, and unrestricted, and obviously the transaction still not reconciled. Because it's not reconciled, we get a little bit of ability to edit, so you can select either line, click edit. It doesn't actually show you the bank account, but it is there. We've seen it before. And the amount. This side it's harder to edit. £20 is there and can't be altered. We can alter some of this. So if we got it as it was an occasional via gift aid, giving via bank, it was actually gift aid envelope, we can change that. We might add a description, and we can store that and then post it. It will give me a new audit number because the previous audit number still has to be kept, and that transaction has to be kept. So I click OK on that. So bring me back to list transactions. Wait for the system to catch up. So we've now lost from this list 111 as an audit number, and it's now 112 as the audit number. On the 10th of August, our test transaction, still £20, it's still in 6501, but actually now it's changed to gift aid envelopes, occasional, and it's put a note to say that this used to be 111, the audit number 111. Now if I click on voided as well, you'll see actually 111 comes back into the list. It is test, £20, and it was occasional giving via bank, but it's now been edited to audit number 112. So when we look at our ledger, this transaction which is now in blue is no longer relevant, but if we needed to do a full audit trail, it's there, and this one is now the relevant transaction. So if you take off avoided transactions, we get that out of the way and we don't need to look at it anymore. You're able to search for transactions as well. So there's some various things that you can put in if you know the audit number, and that can be the easiest way to find a transaction. Date, reference, description, check number, amounts, nominal account if you're looking for a particular transaction in a particular nominal account or a particular fund, or if you've used a supplier or a grantor, then you've got ways to limit your search. So you can fill in as much detail on there as you need or you have available, and then search, and that will limit the amount of transactions you get. So if I, for example, went to look at what's been all the transactions for St Mary's Fabric Fund restricted and search for that, I'm now only getting 2 transactions, all of which relate to the Fabric Fund and the restricted Fabric Fund at that. So there's a transfer there from the deposit account to the current account, and then there's a bill paid for the work done from the current account. We can cancel that search. If you discover that the transaction is just wrong, you can enter void, and either that resolves the problem or you put a new transaction in with the right information in it. Obviously you don't want to end up with hundreds of void transactions if you can avoid it, but it's one way to deal with it. If a transaction has been reconciled, you can't edit it. So what you have to do then is you'd have to what's called reverse it, and then enter a new transaction with the correct details in it. What reverse does is it puts a matching transaction in that is exactly the opposite of what you currently have. Please seek some advice if you're not entirely sure what you're doing with that, if you've got in a mess with the transaction. So those are some of the ways that you can edit your transactions.